Hey guys, Veebat here with another V-Plays, and we are in the Japanese copy of the ME-163 Comet. It is the J8M, and a lot of people like to say, well, this isn't fair, this is a German aircraft, why do the Japanese have it? Well, they actually did produce 7 of these. I didn't realize that until I looked it up. They built them right at the end of the war, not that we really saw much of them, but in-game, this thing is essentially a rocket ship. I mean, it is a rocket ship. I'm going to tell all my bots I want them to go over there. I'm going to try and intercept best I can over here. Crazy acceleration, really good climb rate, but you got to kind of burst that rocket booster. We maximized cooling on that. Gave a little bit of a boost to the fire rate on these guns, but also the cooldown rate. They are incredibly temperamental 30s. But if you can get them to lock up a target, you can become a real pain for some aircraft. Like that guy right there, essentially gave him a bit of a crippling. And now we're going to come back around and try and give him another hard time. Ooh, we're getting a little bit of an issue. Visual lag. I think we got another hit on the BF-109 there. And we did steal his kill from him. He also has a 30. Ooh, we got him. Took out our engine. That allowed us to be able to secure the zone. We got a lot of aircraft coming in right now. Well, we were meant to be a bomber interceptor. That's what this aircraft is built for. But it's not the only B-32 on the map. This is a player-controlled B-32. Let's go for the climb. Try and get out of his fire basket. At the very least, we gave him something to think about. We'll come back down on the target again after we built up some passive regen. We are attacking him from the top, hopefully minimizing the amount of time that his guns can get on us. This is not an ideal target for us. Lost our pilot during that engagement. And he is manually controlling those gunners, I can tell that for sure. They did not manage to pick up this zone. We're going to head back to the middle, see if we can defend a little bit. That is something that this aircraft can do very well, is get to the next site, reacquire targets, try and help out. P-51's low health. We got some good hits in, but it wasn't enough to kill him. He's coming back at us. Shots out. Got him. But we are in the thicket of it here. Got some good hits in there. We're just going to blow right past. Let that passive regen happen. Do sense a heavy somewhere behind us. Come on, guys. We gotta go do other stuff. We have complete control of the skies. Maybe we don't have to do other stuff. There. That might actually be better for us. Got a few nice hits in there, and now we're just gonna leave. We might not have a lot of boom, but we definitely have some zoom to bring to the fight. The 30s can They can get some good crits. It's only like a little over 400 damage per second with this aircraft. Target fixated. The key is you don't have to like go full speed all the time. Letting yourself slow down every once in a while to be able to engage an aircraft makes it easier to be able to turn out of the engagement, lock onto a target. There's two P-47s, both human controlled. Got that one. Not able to do anything against him. Throw on the pneumatic control assist here. Not much I can do there. Wasted it. But it's alright. Still air superiority. Kind of killing ourselves for a good score. What do we got here? Couple of good hits. We can be outmaneuvered by a Focke-Wulf 190D if he really wants to dedicate himself to it.
I'm proud of you.
There we go.
Head back home.
We'll go back to the hangar and see how we turned out. We definitely did some good damage, but we didn't necessarily get a really high score. Of course, we got air supremacy, which made the match fairly short. But it's a fun plane. I'm probably going to take it out again a few more times just to see if we can get a better score out of it. All in all, though, it's a nice kind of relaxing plane if you're not really trying to accomplish anything. We were able to make 172,000 credits despite it being a really low time match. It was like less than 6 minutes for this one. We were only able to take out 6 aircraft, but we were able to take out 3 light fighters as well as 2 multi-rolls and contribute to the death of 2 other aircraft. And we got nearly 3,000 damage on this. We were able to get some decent crits in on the B-32, the 109G that engaged us a couple times. So the 30s, they're not terrible, but like we were saying, we're at 485. If we were to take the gas-operated action off, it's only 440. The reason I went with a gas-operated action is I wanted to get as much volume of fire out as I could, and the guns overheat very quickly. And the times that you are kind of locked in on a target, you really want to make sure you're able to pump that damage out. So with a cooldown rate, plus 15% to the cooldown speed, it'll allow us to be able to get those shots out that much more quickly. The range is very short on these guns, as you see. It's only 1,900 feet. That's really bad. Well, I say it's really bad. It's really bad for an aircraft that moves this fast. If anybody's flown the Me-262, you know it's a great plane. It's got great speed. It's a very heavy hitter. It's got the air-to-air rockets. But the 30mm cannons have just over 2,000 feet, and they feel difficult to get on target because you have to wait until you're almost right on the target to be able to engage. Now, we're incredibly inaccurate with these because we are not assisting with the aim at all except for pilot skills because we are running the G-suit. This aircraft is almost always sitting above its maneuverability speed. So we're almost always at like 500 plus miles an hour. And if you look at the maneuverability envelope, 497 is the max optimal speed, so we'll be in the yellow speed numbers, meaning we're going to be losing a lot of our maneuverability, but it didn't look like I was wanting to turn on targets. That's because we went with almost a full maneuverability build with this. The G-suit, the lightweight wing frame, the lightweight power unit, and we also went with the high-speed gas turbine, again rolling for the engine cooldown rate because we are using the boost to be able to get up to those high velocities since it is a rocket-propelled aircraft, much like the Yak-3RD. So it's only 5 seconds of boost time, but we're getting it back constantly, allowing us to be able to keep that airspeed up. So it didn't make any sense to put anything in these 2 slots that would affect velocity because we were never in a situation where we'd need even more. Plus it would put us beyond our maneuverability envelope anyways. So by combining these three, it allows us to be able to slow down on a target, get those shots on, and then immediately power through. And it makes it easier to get those times where you can actually engage a maneuvering target. So towards the end of the battle, we actually went over to the enemy command center, well, what would have been their command center if we weren't holding it, and I engaged that P-51H. The ability to turn and stay on him would never happen if we didn't have this setup. You would have just lost, like you wouldn't have been able to maintain control of the aircraft. It would feel very sluggish. You'd almost always be fighting to nose the aircraft because it would always want to stay straight. And this really improved the way that this aircraft performed. The J8M is not for the light of heart, and for anybody who takes this game very seriously, I do not recommend picking this plane up. It will give you headaches. But I really wanted to figure it out, so I put a lot of effort into it, and it ended up being a fairly good platform, and I do enjoy taking it out from time to time, so I wanted to highlight that for you guys right on the heels of the Yak 3RD. So hopefully you enjoyed the battle, even though it was a little bit short, and as always, I'll catch you on the next one.